Hi everyone, it's Dr. Hudgens. I have read your discussion board post this morning and have posted feedback in your rubric for you. This is one of those assignments that I think is very interesting to read. For me, it gives me a chance to really look at the inside of your world and how you perceive you use advocacy to advance your practice and the healthcare of your patients, and sometimes for your team. You guys did a great job with that. The concept of will, I think, can get a little muddled, and I think you all did a really nice job with looking at will and how it impacted your practice as a professional leader. Your classmate Anthony probably did one of the best jobs at encapsulating what this looked like. Anthony wrote that completing God's will is not always an easy task. Christian leaders find themselves in God's Word and rely on His guidance to meet the challenges found in the ever-changing healthcare industry. The Bible reminds us to be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, He that doth go with thee, He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Placing trust in God and following Him to guide my path will assist me towards self-awareness, discovering the willpower inside to bring about positive change in others, thereby creating hope. I know God has a plan for me. I must honor Him by placing faith in Him to deliver me to salvation. God says, "Blessed is the man that trusteth the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is in." Instilling hope will enable others to see new opportunities, motivating them towards goal attainment, and envisioning a better future built upon trusting relationships, professional empowerment, and excellence in practice. I think Anthony did a really nice job of understanding how all those concepts are connected. And I'd encourage you to really think about will and how that influences your professional practice. As we wrap up week 7 and move into week 8, a lot of people feel a little overwhelmed by week 8. There is an awful lot of moving parts. So I want to remind you all the things that need to get done. First, remember that all of your evaluations, your peer evaluation, not your peer evaluations, your self-evaluations, your preceptor evaluations, and your site evaluations are all going to be done through Typhon. There are no longer paper components. So you have gotten a link from Mrs. Sterling that's from Typhon that you'll use to complete those evaluations. Once you've submitted those, it'll generate a report into Typhon. You need to remember and remind your preceptor that your preceptor has your evaluation, and that needs to be done and submitted through Typhon as well. It's your responsibility to prompt them and ask them, hey, have you done this? Because your grade is going to sit out and pend based on that being completed. I can't close out your course grade without all of those evaluations being done properly and submitted through Typhon. So once you've gotten those done, you've got 2 other things. You've got your practicum log 3, which should be pretty straightforward. You've done 2 prior ones. Get that done. The most important thing to do is make sure that you go in, you look at your time log, and that you make sure your time log and your practicum logs all reflect the same dates. They all need to correlate because that's how we audit our records to make sure that you're where you said you've been and that there's evidence of growth and attainment of your goals and objectives on each of those days. Make sure that your 50 hours are calculated appropriately, and make sure that you've got the right course title when you put in your hours. A few of you have mistakenly chosen 623 instead of 624 to calculate those hours. So there needs to be 50 hours allotted to the 624 course. So once you've made sure your time log is correct, you've uploaded your practicum log 3, and all of that is synced, then move on to your spiritual philosophy paper. The big thing with this paper, folks, is to understand that you need to look at these 3 sources of principles and tenets. Think through, how are these concepts related and how are they different? I'm going to encourage you not to spend 3, 4, 5 pages of your paper telling me what all these concepts are and what they mean. We've all read the content, so I don't need you to provide me a summary of all of them. I need you to focus on how are they related. How are they similar, and how are they different? It's important for you to really spend some time thinking about this. I have found using a blank sheet of paper and just jotting down ideas and concepts and themes from each of them, and then maybe using a concept map or circles and lines and connecting all the things of these are things that are similar and these are things that are different. That's going to give you the structure of your paper. Read your rubric carefully and follow the rubric appropriately. I'm going to tell you the complexity of this paper should mean that you're going to use level 1, 2, and 3 headings in this paper to properly organize your paper. So be thoughtful in how you organize this paper. These concepts are, it feels a little gangly because there's so many of them, but there are a lot of commonalities and a lot of things that are in common as well as dissimilar. So really focus your paper on those concepts and avoid wearing yourself out of telling me what the book already says, what we already know in general content. I think that's all of the things I need to tell you. The last thing I do need you to do is I need you at some point to do your course evaluation. I value your feedback. It's how I know how to make improvements, know how to make changes. It also lets me know where you are in the course and if you felt like your needs were met and if you learned what you thought you were going to learn. So I value that feedback, and I realize in the swirl of so many other things that sometimes the course evaluation doesn't get done. But I am asking for your feedback. Feel free to email me privately if you have concerns or things you want to discuss. Otherwise, I just look forward to having your feedback in the course evaluation. I will not do a summary video for week 8. My thinking is by the time I'm reading everything in week 8, you all have already moved on to your D session course. But know that I will give you feedback in your work so you can look in the rubrics for that as well. I will send you an email and let you know that everything is done so you can go in and take a look and know that everything is wrapped up. The last thing to tell you, my daughter and my parents are coming into town this Thursday. We're going to go to the Virginia Tech Miami football game in Blacksburg for the Hokies, and my family's going to be staying through the weekend. So I have extended your due date for all of your work until Sunday night at 11:59. If you want to get everything done by the traditional Friday at 11:59, I'm okay with that. Just know that if you choose not to and you would like to have those extra 2 days, I'm happy to extend those to you. Your work is going to post as being late, but know that that's an automated part of the system. It's not something that I'm going to honor, but the Sunday at 11:59 is the drop dead last moment that I can accept your work because the course will close out and I won't be able to accept work after that. So know that that's an option out there. I'm happy to extend that. Know that if you have questions or concerns, I'm here for the duration of the course. Know that I'm praying for you and that I really do hope that the course has met your needs and that you are prepared to join Dr. Brown in 625 and 626, and that you'll enjoy those courses as well and look forward to seeing you in spring graduation. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Take care.